Caitlyn Clark on the court, whether they play or not, we know that 59 different countries have arrived to Indianapolis for fever home games in the last year.
Something unusual is happening in basketball right now. A single player has managed to do something that entire leagues, marketing teams, and television networks have been trying to accomplish for decades. Sell out arenas, break television ratings records, bring millions of new fans to the sport, and completely shift the national conversation around women's basketball. That player is Caitlyn Clark.
WNBA sensation Caitlyn Clark has scored numerous honors for her skills on the court, and now she can add another title after an incredible rookie season, Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year.
An 88-year-old lady in Florida in a nursing home who's telling the people, make sure, what channel's the Fever on tonight? When that lady never watched a WNBA game before.
How many Caitlyn Clark fans are packed inside the arena right now as this game continues inside right now?
And the most fascinating part about all of this is that the impact she's having goes far beyond scoring points or winning games. From merchandise selling out in minutes, to stadiums moving games just to fit the crowds, to television ratings dropping when she isn't playing. The influence of Caitlyn Clark is being felt everywhere. And the truth is, the Caitlyn Clark effect might be even bigger than anyone expected.
This girl is a superstar. I've been saying it for years. I keep telling everybody she's the Steph Curry of women's basketball, college or pro.
The Caitlyn Clark effect. But what does that mean? What does that even stand for? It can't just be about talent. We've seen talented athletes throughout the years come into their respective leagues and not have this type of impact on the culture. So by the end of this video, I hope to give you a better understanding of what the Caitlyn Clark effect actually means. Check it out.
Kaylin Amos is a big fan of Caitlyn Clark carrying a big sign.
Because she knows how to hoop.
She's more than an athlete. She does so much for the community, so much for just women's basketball. And so she definitely changed the game for the better and even just changed the world.
When people talk about superstar athletes, they often focus on performance, points, records, championships. But sometimes an athlete's impact goes beyond statistics. Sometimes they change the popularity of the sport itself. They bring new fans, new attention, new energy. And that's exactly what appears to be happening with Caitlyn Clark.
History. Inspiring a new generation of aspiring women's basketball players from Hinsdale Central.
Become one of, if not the most popular stars in the WNBA, and the league as a whole has benefited. Sports media company Boardroom says the WNBA was the fastest growing brand in the United States this year.
What started as a college basketball story at Iowa has now turned into something much larger. Clark has become one of the most talked about athletes in sports, and everywhere you look, the effects are visible. Ratings, attendance, merchandise sales, media coverage, even the popularity of other players around her. All of it is connected to what fans now call the Caitlyn Clark effect.
The Caitlyn Clark effect came to mean many things, but one of them, long lines for hours to see her play.
Clark coming off the screen, top of the key, swish.
So you see, this is not about skill set. This is not about talent. This is about one player, Caitlyn Clark, without even a big backing. She didn't go to UConn. She didn't go to LSU or South Carolina. She went to Iowa. And she's having this type of impact on the culture. Not only just for herself, for players that stand next to her, getting major marketing deals, major sponsorship deals. And this is just a little glimpse of what we call the Caitlyn Clark effect.
Right now, the silence inside Carver Hawkeye Arena is deafening. But just outside, fans are buzzing to see one of the greatest college basketball players of all time.
Before Caitlyn Clark ever stepped onto a WNBA court, she had already become one of the most exciting players in all of basketball. At the University of Iowa, Clark wasn't just putting up impressive numbers, she was creating moments. Logo three-pointers, incredible passes, 40-point performances, and fans quickly realized they were watching something special. Her highlights spread rapidly across social media. Sports shows started covering her regularly, and suddenly, millions of people who had never watched women's college basketball before were tuning in to watch Iowa games. But then, something happened that showed just how big Clark's popularity had become.
Lane and Caitlyn Clark pushing it.
In October of 2023, Iowa scheduled a preseason exhibition game against DePaul. Normally, a game like this would be played in a basketball arena, but the demand to see Caitlyn Clark had become so overwhelming that Iowa made a historic decision. They moved the game to Kinnick Stadium, the Hawkeyes' football stadium. The event became known as the Crossover at Kinnick, and what happened next made history. More than 55,646 fans filled the stadium. It became the largest attendance ever recorded for a women's basketball game in NCAA history. Even more remarkable, it was the first women's basketball game ever played in an outdoor football stadium. But Caitlyn Clark didn't just show up, she delivered. Clark recorded a triple-double with 34 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Iowa defeated DePaul 94-72, and the crowd witnessed one of the most unique games in basketball history. The event also raised $250,000 for the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital, which overlooks the stadium. It was a powerful moment that combined sports, community, and history, and it proved something important. The demand to watch Caitlyn Clark had reached a level rarely seen in college basketball.
A sold-out crowd in Evanston tonight for the Northwestern women's basketball game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. All the buzz surrounding a player on that visiting team. Iowa's Caitlyn Clark has become a national phenom, and some fans say they went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you really picking up what I'm putting down? This is the impact of the Caitlyn Clark effect. Her popularity grew so big that the university had to move her game to an outdoors football facility. Now, when and where have you ever heard of something like that being done, especially in women's sports? This is just another glimpse of the Caitlyn Clark effect.
Caitlyn Clark unloads from the end zone.
Another sign of the Caitlyn Clark effect has been the demand for anything connected to her brand. Jerseys sell out almost immediately, trading cards selling for thousands of dollars. Signed memorabilia becomes extremely valuable. Even new merchandise releases tied to Clark often sell out within hours. This kind of demand is usually reserved for the biggest global stars in sports, and it shows that Clark's popularity extends beyond just watching games. Fans want to represent her. They want her jersey. They want to be part of the movement she represents. Clark has quickly become one of the most marketable athletes in basketball.
They'll forever remember they got to see the best player ever in college basketball history. So to share that with them, to have that happening during this time, I mean, she's just so special, and she just makes every Iowan really proud and handles herself with first class.
Now, nothing I said is abnormal. We've seen athletes sell out shoes before. We've seen athletes sell out jerseys before, but nothing like the Caitlyn Clark effect. One of her trading cards went for over $500 and something thousand. $500 and something $1,000 for a trading card? Now that right there is abnormal. And before I get back into the video, I want to ask you guys a question, and I want you to answer this question in the comment section. Did you go out and buy that Wilson basketball? Did you buy a Caitlyn Clark jersey? Did you attend one of the Caitlyn Clark games? Because if you did, you was a part of the Caitlyn Clark effect.
When asked what they love most about Clark.
Caitlyn Clark, if you're watching this, we love you!
When Caitlyn Clark entered the WNBA, there was enormous curiosity. Would the excitement surrounding her college career translate to the professional level? The answer came quickly. Games featuring Clark started selling out arenas. Ticket prices skyrocketed, and teams across the league began making adjustments. Several franchises, including the Chicago Sky, Las Vegas Aces, and Washington Mystics, moved their home games against the Indiana Fever to larger NBA-sized arenas. Why? Because the demand to see Clark was simply too large for their usual venues. Fans wanted to see her play, and the league suddenly had an attraction drawing huge crowds across the country. One of the most revealing moments came when Caitlyn Clark wasn't playing. During a period when Clark dealt with an injury, something noticeable happened. Television ratings dipped. Viewership numbers fell. Fan engagement slowed. This wasn't because the league suddenly lacked talent. There were still incredible players on the court. But the data showed something important. A significant number of viewers were tuning in specifically to watch Caitlyn Clark. When she wasn't there, some of those viewers disappeared. It revealed just how central Clark had become to the league's popularity.
Caitlyn Clark is college basketball's biggest star. She's must-see TV, and she's growing the game in what some are calling the Caitlyn Clark effect.
Now, the WNBA has been around for 25 plus years. 25 plus years. And never in the history of the WNBA, from my understanding, did the teams move games to accommodate fans to a bigger arena. Just haven't heard of it. And not only that, private planes, chartered flights. The WNBA players used to be on regular planes, maybe sitting next to you and me, until Caitlyn Clark arrived. And this is just another aspect of the Caitlyn Clark effect.
All right. Here it's Clark, splashing home a three from way downtown.
Another fascinating ripple effect happened during a heated moment involving WNBA player Sophie Cunningham. During a physical exchange on the court, Cunningham publicly defended Caitlyn Clark. The moment quickly went viral.
Yeah, I think no question this will get upgraded.
Fans praised Cunningham for standing up for her teammate, and something unexpected happened. Cunningham's own popularity surged. Her social media following grew rapidly. Fans started supporting her brand. Her name began trending across sports media. It was another example of how powerful the Caitlyn Clark spotlight has become. Even players connected to her story can experience a surge in attention. Clark's influence even extends beyond basketball. When she appeared at a high-profile golf event, the reaction online was massive. Fans flooded social media. Videos from the event spread quickly. Sports media outlets covered her appearance. It showed that Clark's popularity isn't limited to one sport. She has become a recognizable figure across the entire sports world. When athletes start drawing attention outside their primary sport, it's usually a sign they've become something bigger than just a player. They've become a brand. When you look at everything together, the picture becomes clear. Record crowds, exploding television ratings, merchandise selling out.
The Clark effect is apparently not just an economic enhancement. It also has an intangible effect.
Players gaining popularity through association, massive social media attention, crossover sports appeal. All of these signs point towards something bigger happening. Women's basketball is entering a new phase of popularity, and Caitlyn Clark has become one of the central figures driving that momentum. But the most fascinating part of this story is that it's still unfolding. Caitlyn Clark's professional career is just getting started. The league continues evolving, and the number of fans paying attention seems to grow every season, which raises an important question. Is this just the beginning of the Caitlyn Clark effect, or are we already witnessing the peak of this moment? Let me know what you think. Has Caitlyn Clark already changed the WNBA forever, or is the biggest impact still ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy deep dives into the biggest stories in basketball, make sure to subscribe to Courtside Media, because the future of the game is unfolding right now, and this story is far from over.
With Caitlyn Clark. It's an effect, and it's contagious.